Anybody in here? Probably not. I'll give y'all a couple minutes to come in if you're coming. Trying out some new lighting for filming, and finished the boat up. So I was gonna see if anybody would file in here, and there's one person in there. What's up? I can't tell who is in here, so identify. If you want to. Anyway, if you don't, hey. We're looking at a little tiny boat today. Finally finished it. So this is the finished product. Got a lot of stuff going on with it. Lights, stuff I'm gonna show y'all in a little bit when a few people get in here. Big Mike, what's up, buddy? How's it up there in Tennessee? Is it snowing up there in Tennessee? Is it snowing? I thought I seen somebody posting pictures of snow in Tennessee. Anyway, I'm gonna show y'all some features on this boat today, and I would like to get some people in here that's got tiny boats that they could talk about some different things and share information if they want to, and I'll share stuff with y'all, whatever you want to know, if you want to know anything. Appreciate the thumbs up. This thing was a long undertaking. I've had this boat for about 2 months now, a little over 2 months maybe. And first step was cleaning it up. It was nasty. It was beat down. So you had 4 inches on the ground this morning. Wow. That's Tennessee weather for you, huh? But anyway, this was a long undertaking. I'm going to show y'all some things that I did to it. I'm going to have to take these straps loose. I took these straps and used them to remold the boat. And I'll get into that in a little bit about what remolding means. But anyway, it's pretty much ready. I'm going to step over here and hook up a light right quick because I wanted to show y'all my lighting system. Bear with me just a minute. So this is a Basstender 11.3 for those of you that hadn't seen it. Don't know anything about it. It's a little bit shy of 12 foot long. It was in pretty bad shape when I got it. What I mean by bad shape, just neglected and cut on. People just cut holes all over it. And I fixed most of that, I think. I think I did anyway. It's never been in the water yet since I've owned it. And there's a certain level of anxiety that's going along with this. After I've done all this work and hadn't actually put it in the water to see what works and what don't, how it's doing. So the basic boat had some pretty dinky little seat pedestals on them. So I've replaced all that. I've done bass boat stuff. It's got the big pedestals in it. Bass boat seats. This front seat here is very nice. Very nice looking anyway. I don't know how it sits. I think I remember sitting in this boat seat at one time and someone told me that I didn't like it, but we'll see. But a whole lot better than when the seats come on it. Come with them plastic seats that fold over, and if you weigh any more than 185 pounds, you'll probably break it. You know that seat? Well, that's what it come with. And these are bass boat seats now. So my big behind can get in it, and I'm like reared back. I mean, I can put my feet forward, and chillax a little bit, you know. That front seat's about the same way. Actually, the front seat's a little tiny bit better. It's a little bit more structurally sound in there because it's got 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood that the seat is bolted to. One of them is in the floor, and the other one is just a little round piece of 3/4 inch plywood that they use to kind of suck it together. So when the screws go in there, it pulls up on that other piece of wood and kind of makes it structurally sound. That floor is like concrete up there now. All the foam I sprayed in and everything is pretty tight now. But the back floor is not quite the same because you got that little thin piece of floor that goes over it, and then you got the rails that run through here, and it moves around a little bit. But I weigh 315 pounds, and I just set all my weight in it and lean back and prop my feet up there. So before I go any further, does anybody in here got a tiny boat? Anybody got any questions or anything before I go forward, so I don't skip over nothing? Until I get a question, I'm gonna go forward. It's pretty solid so far, it seems. The foam started coming out right here yesterday, and we broke it off twice, and it was a little wet yesterday, so the foam's still curing in it. It has a lot of storage in it now. I made this little storage area here for it because the lid was messed up. So we got lighting inside of there. We got a dry storage here. It's got lighting in there. Some of y'all have probably seen this before. Some of you probably ain't. It's got lighting in the live well. So that's the compartmental lighting on it. It's a nice size area. It ought to fit some good stuff. So now, at the floor lighting. That's the floor lighting. I got 6 of these throughout the boat. So you ought to be able to see anywhere you go. That's the deck lighting. Plus it's got a green light up under it that just illuminates this side. Justin, what's up? So the green lighting did go all the way around the boat, just about. And I stressed one of them little lights on it, and it quit from here up. So I just left what was on the back on it. The boat was already wired for it, so I just left it. But anyway, that's the interior lighting, and that green light comes on with it. And then I got the hardcore lights up front for finding the dock. I'm gonna run over this while I'm up here because I'm already here. I got a SAE port here. I'll show you what that's for in a minute. There's a port right there for the bow lighting, the navigation lights, and then I got a little Scotty mount type deal there with a pole on it. I'm gonna show you what all that is in a minute. So the lighting, there's a pole light right there, and when you turn that sucker on, and this one in the back, it looks like the sun in here. It's there's a lot of light on this boat. Now keep in mind, I don't have a light on in my building anymore. All this is boat lighting. So these poles go up around 8 feet, I think, 6 or 8 feet. And I've not got this one all the way up. It's up in the rafters, but this is not a tall building. This one on the back is the same. But this one on the back, it's got a pretty neat feature on it. I can turn it to yellow. Let's see here. This thing's operating both of them for some reason. There we go. It's got a yellow ring around it. And you can cut the power down on it a lot if you want. You can cut it down to 50%, 25%, whatever. But that yellow ring on it is some good, clean light, in my opinion. So both of these are on the same remote. I don't know why. I got different remotes, but that's it. So that one on the front is connected to a SAE connector, which I showed you. All right. And then I got another one. Now all these lights are not going to be on this boat at the same time, but I do have the capability to do pretty much whatever I want to do. That one's plugged into the battery with just some little clips. So that's a quick light. This one's plugged in my SAE. This one's plugged into my 12-volt source in the back. So lighting for days. If you want to film, crappie fish, whatever. I just like having lights on the boat. I do not like to be out on the boat at night and can't see. If I can't see, I may as well go home, because I'm getting old and my eyes don't do as good as they used to do. And tying a hook is almost impossible for me if I don't have lights. So that's the lighting. I've got the aerator pump, bilge pump, all wired in over here. It's got navigation lights, rear, and it's got the LEDs on the front, both sides. Plus I have the capability, if I want to put one right there on a pole if I wanted to. So that's the navigation. Bilge pump, or aerator, bilge pump. And the way I wired my fish finder in, this boat battery box has got a 12-volt port here and a USB on that side. So the guy that I got this little fish finder unit from, he had already wired a 12-volt plug on this thing. So I just said I'll leave with that and use it right there. That's the Garmin firing up. I'm not going to leave it on for just a second. But it is a Garmin Striker 4. And it's in a good spot in my opinion. You can turn it to where the front person can see it too. Or I can turn it where I can see it. My first initial impression was putting it here. I'm glad I didn't, because that would have sucked bad, having to look back all the time. So I can just look forward right here. And everything's kind of centralized right here. If I want to unplug it, I just unplug it. And I got a 12-volt source here. So I had a guy on Tiny Boat Nation ask me, why so many ports on this thing? Why so many 12-volt sources? Well, I got 2 USBs here with 2 USB ports each. One on the back and 2 12-volt ports down here. Simple. Phones, cameras, lighting. Some of this stuff hooks up to lighting. I got a little ring light here for filming that it plugs into a USB. You got USBs on the back down here, 12-volt, and trolling motor. This is the rear trolling motor. A Newport Vessels 55-pound thrust. It's basically brand new. I basically used it the first time that it had ever been in the water, and I don't think it's been used since. The front one is a motor guide, 54-pound thrust, foot pedal operated. Got a problem with that right now that I can't figure out involving the foot pedal, because right now I'm long-legged, and the way this seat is mounted, it's like my knees are all up my chest when I'm trying to operate it. So I got to figure out something with that. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. I really don't know how this thing's going to work on this boat. This little thing right here is cool. I want to show y'all this. So I'm like a Boy Scout. If my navigation lights fail on the water, I got this little light right here that is battery operated, and it flashes. It does all kind of crazy crap. It's got a flashlight on it, a little tiny flashlight. You can cut one side off, make one side flash, or whatever the case may be. You can also dim it. It's got a dimming feature on it. So I like to have that on the boat, and it's magnetic. It just pops right on there. You just about have to kick it off of there to get it off. So that's just like a little fail safe for that. Battery goes dead or whatever. Glove box works. It's got a light inside. It's not much room, but there's a little bit of storage in there. This storage area over here, I basically cut the foam out into a circle and lined it with this stuff here. It's like, I don't know, felt. I know you probably can't see it, but it's camouflage. I got it tucked back behind the rails and all. It's just big enough for my fist. I can get my fist in there. So maybe a wallet, something of that nature. I got more storage down here. Coffee cans. So that's a coffee can, coffee mate creamer can or something. And it's got foam sprayed all around it. Just a little bit better dry storage than what was there. And I got those in the 2 holes in the middle, and actually in the back too. This one here, coffee can. It's just to keep it dry, because I know that water will have to come over the top of this to go in there. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. Probably not likely. Both of them are that way. Got me a little lanyard back here with something to put cricket baskets on. You can put those bait things on there to put your minnows in the water. Got a little cigarette lighter, a cigarette holder thing, some hand sanitizer, alcohol, whatever you want to call it. Cannon rod holders. You should be able to put 3 on this boat, maybe more, because I found out what this little deal is the other day. I mounted it there because I've had it for like 4 years. Never knew what to do with it, and there were some holes right there, and I said, I'm gonna put this plate on there. I can mount something on it. Well, I didn't know it's a Millennium mount for spider rigging. So you can put a spider rig tree on there. I don't know how to spider rig. If I told you anything, it'd be a lie. I don't know. But I do know some people that do spider rig, and they swear by it. So he says it'll work on the front of the boat, and we can put a spider rig thing on there. I just don't really have the money right yet to buy the thing that's supposed to go there. I'm gonna have to wait on that, because there's like $400 worth of foam in this thing. And I'm not exaggerating. A lot of foam in it. It's pretty solid now. So I was talking about restructuring the boat. If anybody's in here, it was in here when I was talking about it. The boat kind of bows out to the side a little bit. And I thought if I could get some foam up in there, maybe it would strengthen it up a little bit, make it a little bit more sturdier. It did. But I was trying to keep these straps on it for a few days just to make sure that all the foam had done dried. Everywhere there's foam, there's a great chance that it might overexpand. It might bow something out. This floor got a whole lot stronger when I sprayed it, because when I tell you that thing is full of foam, there's probably about 30 cans up under that seat. Just in that floor space right there. It ate up a lot of cans of foam. As far as what I used for foam, I used 3 different kinds of foam. I used one in the bottom that's supposed to be waterproof. And as I came up in the boat, I switched. And I went to some cheaper stuff, because that stuff that's waterproof is about $15 a can. So couldn't really afford that on the whole boat. The big gap is about 5, and the tiny crack stuff is like, I don't know, 3. Talk junk all you want about the foam, but it works. If you don't keep your boat outside and it don't stay drenched with water all the time, it'll be just fine. It's a plastic boat. If you keep the plug out of it and you keep the water out of it, it's not going to hold water. It may stay damp for a couple of days if it gets wet, but it's going to come out. Got to come out eventually. But if you leave your boat outside all the time, I probably wouldn't recommend putting spray foam of any type in it. Just try to do something else. There was no way of me getting sheet foam in here because of the way the boat's made. Probably could have put it in a couple places, but it wasn't going to happen on the whole boat. So, shoot, that went fast. Pretty much told y'all everything. Anybody got any questions? Anybody building a little boat, tiny boat? Anybody got a Basstender? Anybody like them, dislike them? This is my 3rd, so I can tell you, I like them. One of the guys on Tiny Boat Nation was asking me about the stability of this boat. I don't know what the stability of this boat is, but Jose, what's up? But it's probably about the same as my other 2. It's a little bit heavier. The foam made this thing extremely heavy. It probably gained 50 to 60 pounds with just the foam. But I'm thinking the floatability of it, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a scientist. Yeah, me too, Jose. I'm not a scientist or anything, but I know that it's got more flotation in it than it had when it come from the factory. So, and the Basstender 11.3 logo. So I think it's going to be better. What do I think it weighs? Good Lord. Couldn't tell you. I don't know what the factory weight is on this thing. I can't get off and go to the internet right now to look to see what the factory weight was on it. But it's at least 50 pounds heavier with just the foam. Now, there's a lot of things about this boat that probably lightened it up a little bit, and then I probably counteracted what I did, cutting all the holes in it for these scuttle ports. There was a certain amount of stuff that come out of there that that weighed more than that scuttle port does, because that thing's got a piece of plywood in there, 3/4 inch plywood. So I cut a piece of round, a piece of plywood out that was 8 inches around, 9 inches around, somewhere along in there, plus the plastic, plus the old foam. Yeah, I'd like to put a darn jet ski motor in one, not this one. Just don't have enough room. But I would love to put a jet ski motor in one. That's going to be on down the road a little bit. But 274 pounds according to Google. And that's a Basstender 11.3, right? Because there's like 9 different kinds of these boats. The Basstender 11.3, I could believe that. Look, the boat ain't hard to, it's not hard to move around until you go to turn it up on its side. And when you go to turn it up on its side, it's rough. These doors on my building, they will open up all the way, but I have an awning out here, a round awning or half moon awning. And I'm going to have to take that off to get those doors open all the way to get out. Because I'm not turning it sideways again. I'm telling you right now, like I broke my back getting this thing out of here the other day to test fit it on the trailer. And it's not going to happen again. I can promise you that. And the 2 people that was helping me, they probably would never come back if I told them I was going to get this thing out of here sideways. So I'm going to say 274 pounds. Good Lord. I'm going to probably say it weighs 400. Because I got a trolling motor on it now. Bow mount trolling motor. A lot of stuff, a lot of wires in the bottom. A lot of stuff it didn't come with. Fish finder, paddles. What did you say? Catfish ruin. What's up? 15 horsepower rated, 600 pound capacity. Well, it says on mine, yep, 600 pound capacity, boat motor, trailer, motor, everything. Yeah, right. Carl going with that crap. Anyway, I'm going to say 400. And the reason why, because of some of the stuff I added that wasn't on the boat. You know, this might sound cheesy, but that little cleat didn't come on the boat. Now, I took one off the back that was like this, but it's plastic. This one here is metal. Some type of metal. Pot metal. No, it's plastic too. Sorry. It's plastic. I thought it was pot metal or something. No super chat button. No, I ain't to 1,000 yet anyway, so I'm like hung at 906. Yeah. Look, Jose, if that's what Google says, it's probably right. But, you know, like I say, I've added a bunch of stuff to it. Plugs and stuff. This stuff right here don't weigh much. I doubt very seriously if this caused this boat to gain any weight at all, because what I pulled out of there probably weighed more than what I put in there. The battery, if anybody's got access to Google right now and wants to look up the battery, it's 100 amp hour lithium. Let me see what it is. Exactly what it is. It's a Relion RB100 12 volt 100 amp hour battery. And I'm fixing to start a war. I'm fixing to start a war with what I'm fixing to say right now. That battery has been running and running and running the whole time that this boat build's been going on. I've not put it on charge one time. I've tested a lot of stuff on it. I've left it on for long periods of time. I do not know where it is on its life cycle right now, because I'm not going to start your kind of war, Carl, but it'll be a war to batteries anyway. Every time I say something about batteries, people start coming at me with both feet and both hands. Look, you can say what you want to about a battery. If you like lead acid batteries, buy them all, by all means. I can't stand them. They heavy. It's that thing in a group 31 and a lead acid would be 75 pounds. But that battery right there probably only weighs I'm going to say 24. 24 pounds. So it lost 50 something pounds, 51 pounds maybe, going to a lithium. Is that important? On a boat like this, it is. This boat is a nuclear vessel. It's not going to have a gas motor at all. Yeah, the weight and performance is worth it all. The performance of it is just worth it to me because I say this and can't nobody prove me wrong. Nobody within the sound of my voice, we'll see you, Carl, take care, can prove me wrong on this. Once you start using a lead acid or a gel battery, your power that you had when it was on full charge goes away almost immediately. Almost immediately, your trolling motor is going to slow down. And when I say almost immediately, I mean, within a few minutes of running a trolling motor, you're starting to get a little power deficit going on there. And the lithium batteries just don't do that. I mean, I'm not an expert on batteries, but I'm slowly becoming one because on my boat outside, I got 2 on it. And looking for more. I'm going to get another one shortly. I run my fish finder on a separate battery. I run, everything on that boat's run off a different battery. I got one for the motor, one for the trolling motor. I got one for the fish finder, and I got one for the lights. So that's just the way it is on that boat. What's up, Flint Hill? He's another one that can tell you lithium batteries are a game changer. Now, the difference between when he got his, and you ought to go check out his video on his 54 amp hour Dakota lithium. He put that thing to a test. I mean, a major test. Flint Hill catfishing. But anyway, he ran that thing wide open on the river until it died. I don't know exactly what he got out of it, but it was full power until it died. Now, that can scare some people. I get it. I don't want to be on the water and something just die on me. This battery here doesn't have the technology that my batteries outside have. The batteries on my big boat, they're ionic, and they have a board inside of them, and you can actually link it to your phone, and you can monitor the life of that battery all day long. I mean, as long as you got a phone, a Bluetooth phone to pull it up on, and you can look at it and you can see what it's going to do for the next 4 hours. It'll say, it don't say this, but it does kind of spell it out for you. At current rate of draw, you can get an hour and a half, 2 hours and a half, 3 hours and a half. One day I started trolling my trailer motor on, I don't know, maybe 4, and it said that I could troll at that speed for 7.5 hours with all that other stuff on there. Yes, the only reason I didn't buy Ionic for this is because that battery was $1,030 new. That battery cost me $200, and I got it new just because somebody didn't want it. So they didn't like it, whatever the case might have been. And I bought the battery for $200, and I'll buy every one you can bring me for $200 if they're a quality battery, because the benefits far outweigh the price. Look, I'll be honest with you, people. You ain't gonna find nobody poorer than me. And if I can afford one, you can afford one. Because what I do is I hustle for it. If I'm not gonna use that trolling motor no more, I sell it. I get rid of it. And I save that money for a project that I'm working on or whatever. And I'm telling you, if I can afford one of these batteries, and I got 3 of them, I didn't pay full price for that battery, of course, but they're well worth the money. The Ionic batteries are coming down. They have a 15-year warranty on them. I don't get nothing from them people. They don't give me nothing. But I will tell you, I'm a big fan of the Ionic batteries. They got a 15-year warranty on them. You can look at them Bluetooth and tell when you're gonna die. So if you look at your phone, if you keep a monitor on it like you should, and you look at that that battery usage on your phone, and it says it's like 23%, you probably need to be looking for a boat ramp here pretty soon. This one does not have that capability. I can get a meter for it. It's going to be kind of expensive, but I guess I'm going to have to get one because I got to know. But the Ionic batteries they are far more superior, in my opinion, than the other batteries you can get out there. The Dakota Lithium makes a good battery, but from my understanding, the service sucks. I live probably 30 minutes from where they make the Ionics. You can walk in there, hand them your battery, they'll put a new cell in it, you're out of there, or they'll give you a new battery, whatever, if it's covered under warranty, and you're done. You ain't doing that with a Dakota Lithium. You're just pretty much done. You're stuck with it. Maybe the warranty is all right on it. Maybe you're going to get another one. You're going to wait. I don't have to wait. I can drive up the road as long as they're open and knock on the front door and get me a new battery or a new cell put in it. I don't think you can even do that with a Ionic. Yeah, I wasn't going to call you out on that, Brian, but yeah, that's the one that told me that about the batteries. He said he tried to get a warranty done on something. I think it was a charger, and it's just awful. Still a little light battery. A lot of use. You can get almost all the use out of this battery. They don't recommend running them dead, but I've run one all the way dead before. They have 5,000 cycles on them. I've had my batteries for a little over a year. I probably took the boat out 4 times in a year. Yeah, you can't replace the cell in a Dakota. But I've had the batteries a little over a year, and they've been charged 5 or 6 times. They're on charge right now, and it's showing 1 cycle on it. 1 cycle out of 4 trips on the water, and leaving them hooked up for, I don't know how they gauge the cycle thing. I don't know where it has to reach a certain point and go back up or what, but they're showing 1 cycle on my app on my phone. So I got a lot more cycles left out of them. This Relion is not a terribly bad battery. I read pretty decent stuff about them. They're not on the top of the list. I would say if you look at what people do. Hey James, how are you? If you look at what people do, they'll usually buy Dakota Lithium because the advertisement's out there. That's my opinion. The advertisement is definitely out there. You see them all over the internet. But if you're around a smartphone, just start talking about Ionic. It'll pop up. Promise you it will. And in my opinion, they're just far superior. All right, Glenn. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. I hope I don't sink it, but that's the great battery debate. But I was on Tiny Boat Nation the other day, and one of those guys were asking about a battery, and I put my 2 cents worth in, and I thought those people just gonna straight beat me up. I thought they was gonna hunt my house down and do some violence to me or something, because I mean, they just got absolutely pissed off beyond all belief about a battery, telling me how their lead acids were and how their super starts were and never starts and everything else. And you ain't gonna make me believe that. I'm sorry. I've had them. Interstate battery. They used to be good batteries. Not anymore. It's but once you drop to a certain volt level, and Brian, if he's still in here, he can tell you the actual volt, because he's the man when it comes to electricity. I'm telling you. Brian, what is it? What is the number when a battery reaches that number that it's going to start giving up. Is it 11 volts? I don't know. I know it can go a little bit below 12 and still function, but how far can a lead acid battery go before it gives up the bed? I mean, just stops working and can't get none out of it. I know on a car, it's far different, but on a boat, you will get a little light or a little trolling motor power out of it, but it ain't gonna be much. But this happens early in the game, in my opinion. I mean, after a boat's been going several hours. Around 11.5. Okay, so you got 13.4, 13.6 when you start out, and you can go to 11.5. Depending on what you're doing and how good those batteries are, they're not all the same. It depends on how much time you get out of it. What's up, Buchanan? Y'all see that name? That is not an exaggeration of the truth. He does that everywhere he goes. Anywhere, y'all can check him out too. But anyway, yeah, that's not a lot of power, but you go from 13.6 volts on this to dead, you're probably looking at a couple of days. I don't think you can kill one of them in a day. Maybe if you're trying to, but just normal fishing, trolling motor, even at night with lights going, LED lights don't draw no amps. I mean, they don't draw nothing. They do draw something, for all the people who want to argue about it. They do draw something, but nothing compared to another light. Brian, how's this little light working out here? This is my little halo light. Brian's my little, what would you call it? My tech man. My tech man. Would you call it a tech man? He brought me a light the other day for filming. And that's probably more better, ain't it? But that looks good. I like that little light, Brian. Thank you. He's a good guy. He helps me out a lot. So Brian helped me wire this thing. Flint Hill Catfishing, if you don't know. Maggie helped me wire this thing. She's sitting over there in the corner somewhere. Wave. She's sitting in the dark over there. And old Buchanan helped me a little bit, believe it or not. He did. He came over to the house and helped me. He tried to tell me what to do. But anybody that knows me knows I don't let nobody tell me what to do. Yeah, that's I hadn't been playing with it a whole lot as far as the lighting, but I have played with it a little bit. But I like it. It's a nice light. I kind of screwed it up. I'll tell you about that later. I kind of screwed it up, but I kind of fixed it. So it's on the side of my phone stand here. Look at here. I got my phone stand hung up, and I got that little light on the side of it right there. So when my phone sits in that little cradle, it just shines right on me. I didn't put on no makeup though. I don't do the makeup thing. 3 people in there. Wow. I think that's a record for a live YouTube for me. But I appreciate all y'all coming in. I thought we'd sit around and talk junk for a little bit or something, but don't nobody want to even talk no junk. I'm still drinking my coffee from this morning. Dang bit. Yeah. I was trying to get it off that little thing. I'll show you that little thing later. I don't want to describe that thing, but that thing broke off, and I had to drill the end out and put a little insert in it. So I put one of these in it. Can you see them? I put one of them in it, and it worked. So, questions about the boat? Questions, comments, concerns, gripes, complaints, anything? 2 people. God almighty, it's dropping off. Do I need to put another picture of the boat back up there? Is that what it is? I'm getting scared of My ugly face. No, actually, what I was hoping would happen, and it didn't. It kind of backfired on me. I posted some pictures on Tiny Boat Nation about this boat. Not bragging or boasting or anything. I like talking to people that have similar interests. Thank you, James. I like talking to people that have similar interest. And there's a guy on there talking about 11.3, and then I got in conversation with him, and I actually posted on there earlier that I was going live, hoping that some of these people would come out and talk about boats. Well, I got a thong on, but I had to take my overalls off to show it to you, and I can't do that. I mean, I think that's against the rules. I mean, even though it's not made for kids, I don't think I can do that. Maybe I'll wear some bacon breeches next time. I mean, I've been talking to James, and his wife's supposed to get me some bacon breeches at some point in time that's like, you know, made for me. Kind of like long enough for me, a big enough booty for me. Y'all know what bacon breeches are, right? Anyone know what bacon breeches are? Well, that's them breeches that women wear that look like if pants could be bacon, that would be the bacon of breeches. I get it anyway. You know, leggings, stuff like that. You know, leggings. I'm supposed to get something. See, James is laughing, but he knows that's true. I've been asking him for 3 years to keep on the lookout for me some leggings. I'll wear them. I'll wear them on fishing video. I'll catch catfish in leggings. Y'all don't believe me, do you? I will. Anyway. So, back to the boat. Boat's been finished for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days now. I've been piddling with it a little bit. I've been putting seats on it. I've been doing all kind of stuff to it. But mostly piddling. Like this right here. I said I got to hook up some lanyards to stuff. Everything's gonna be on a lanyard like a kite. Everything's gonna be on a lanyard. So I got another lanyard right here that I made the other day. I'm gonna put it on something. I got another little lanyard right here that I found. And you know, even my cigarette lighter up front, it's got a little lanyard on it. Everything got chains or lanyards, so if this boat turns over, I won't lose no bunch of crap. I saw somebody make a comment. Yeah, you know, I was wanting to take the tiny boat out today. We were supposed to go fishing today, and I knew that it was going to be questionable weather, but yeah, every time I try to go, it's always windy, cold, whatever, and you know, it just screwed us up. But I probably would have put this thing in the water today if I could have found a spot. I'm really wanting to take it to a pond, and I'm really wanting to have it hooked up to a winch in case it starts to sink. I can, look, y'all think I'm kidding about that. I don't know nothing about this boat. It had a little spot on the back that I fixed. I plastic welded it, but I ain't 100%. Put some Flex Seal rubber on it the other day. I don't even know where that crap is. There it is over there. That Flex Seal rubber right there. Oh my God, it comes out like peanut butter. And it dries good, so we're gonna see. I plastic welded it up. I did the best I could. Couldn't tell you if it's gonna work or not. Don't know much about it, but I'm not seeing any foam come out of the bottom of the boat. That's a good sign. So I don't know. We'll see. Got to get it out of this building first. I'm waiting on a bow mount for my trailer to put the roller on. I got the roller sitting over there. I got the bow mount on the way for my trailer. Once I get that on, test fit this thing on the trailer one more time, see what it'll do. I think it'll work this time, and go to the lake, go to the wherever. I can't put it in the water right now. I don't want to hear another word about this, please. I say this, but please don't say nothing about no title on this boat. I am trying. I think I got a way to get it, but I'm just tired of worrying about it, to be honest with you. I'm tired to death of worrying about it. Yum Vum today. What's up, Adam Don? I don't know what that means, but hey, how you? But that thing about the title stressed me out a little bit now that I've got all this done to it. But I think we got something worked out to get a title on. But please, just pretend you didn't hear that. Pretend you didn't hear that at all. It's just stressing me out right now because a lot of work been done. I want to get this thing on the water. I don't want to wait. I think it's going to be a long process. I know I'm going to be able to get one, but I know it's going to be a long process. So we'll just pretend I never said that, right? Anybody got any questions about the little boat? Nothing. Anyway, what I was saying earlier about the Tiny Boat Nation thing, I was hoping some of those guys were going to pile in here and get to talking junk about their boats. I am if I can sell something today, I will own another boat this weekend. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I've got something in the works already. I've been looking at something in particular, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've posted stuff on it about my Facebook, so if you see that, you know what it is. It's round, and I'll be honest with you, it's probably one of the coolest boats I've ever seen in a lot of ways, and in a lot of ways, I think it's going to be a big test to see if it works or not. But I found one for like cheap, like $700 cheap, like local, but no title. And I ain't getting into that again. Not right now. The reason why I bought this boat without title is I just wanted it. When are we going fishing? I don't know. Hopefully soon. This weather probably didn't help things a bit, in my opinion. I would say it didn't. But we were supposed to go today. And between wind and cold and rain and everything else, didn't happen. Which I'm almost glad that happened, because I was fixing to have to rob from this boat, because the other day I needed a seat base and a seat pedestal for this boat. So I went out there and robbed one off my big aluminum craft. When I say big, it ain't big, but it's bigger than this. So I went and robbed the seat base and everything off my aluminum craft. So now I have a new one in the mail, or on, Prime, coming today. Everything's supposed to be here today but the seat stem. So I got to replace all that stuff in my other boat with new stuff and try to sell that boat. That boat is going somewhere. It's going to a new owner, one way or the other. I'm not going to give it away. It's a nice boat. It is decked out far more than this boat for its size. It has everything but the kitchen sink on it. It is going somewhere. It's going to a new owner. With or without a motor, it's going. So if you see me having a yard sale selling wheels and tires and stuff like that, I need to. I got one. I got one in vacuums. But yeah, it's going. I'll sell it with everything that's on it now. I'll sell it with no rod holders. I'll sell it with no rod holders, no fish finders, no trolling motor. I'll sell it without the motor if you want it. What, my big boat? I don't want to show that to I ain't got no fans, but I don't want to show that yet because it's dissected a little bit. I'm telling you, I've been taking stuff off of it. I almost feel ashamed but I don't, because I don't want it no more. It's got to go. I'm going tiny boat all the way. Probably multiple tiny boats. David Martin, what's up? There's the man. I'm trying to talk him into going tiny boat. He's scared of alligators. He's scared of alligators. Yeah, I got a vacuum, Buchanan. I showed it to you. You said I need to get one. I knew what you meant. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. It's got to go. You will have more. I want a couple of tiny boats. I want yeah, you don't like them gators, do you? Well, I'm gonna be in the middle of them gators in the summertime, probably talking to him on the phone or something if he won't go, because I ain't scared of no gators as long as they out there. I mean, I'm gonna carry me a big old knife and a pistol, and I ain't gonna worry about no gator getting in my boat. I ain't gonna go out there and fall asleep or nothing, or stay out there after dark. But I'll get him out there with them gators. Y'all watch. He done been out there one time with them gators. There was about 25 of them out there, and they was all going the other direction. They scared of you as you are them. Can y'all see that? Just share the coordinates so I can get me a boat late. So I can get me a boat late. Oh, later. Well, the reason why I'm gonna go multiple tiny boats is because I think it'd be fun to have one for a pond or a small lake or something like that, just to scoot around in. That's what I'm thinking about the round boat for. I can't remember what the name of them are now. This one will be more for the river, a swamp, or whatever. And yeah, Sparkleberry Swamp, here I come. Like soon, if I can get a title. So, yeah, I'm ready to go with it. As far as other ones, I just want to fool with them. I seen a jacuzzi roundabout. Yeah, I seen a jacuzzi on Marketplace yesterday that looked a lot like one of those boats, one of those roundabout boats. And I mean, it was cheap. And I almost told the dude, hey, I'm going to come get that thing. Will you take this much money for it or whatever, and see if I can get him down just a little bit. And I was just about to go get a jacuzzi. And it's not like a real jacuzzi. It's like, it looks like a tiny, looks like one of those roundabout boats. But you can see where the jets were in it. That'd be good portholes for wires and stuff. So make a boat out of a jacuzzi. That'd be cool. I've looked at some ponds and all kind of stuff that was made different that I thought would be cool to make one out of. Just something to piddle with. Look, I had a good time working on this boat. It whooped my butt for a whole month. For a whole month, it whooped my butt every day. I mean, my arms are still tore up. Bleeding all over the place. But I enjoyed working on that boat. A lot of fun. I wouldn't want to do it for a living because you couldn't make no money doing it. It just, I'd have to have $100 an hour to work on a boat. I mean, easy, $100 an hour. Because the pain and suffering that you got to go through to do all this stuff, ain't no way I'd do it for $20 an hour, $10 an hour, or $100 a day. Ain't gonna happen. For myself, maybe. I couldn't do it for a living. So, just want to pop in here and show everybody the boat. Trying to stay warm. Got my little heater going behind me. And believe it or not, it's warming this building up a little bit. And I'm going to get off here and piddle with this thing some more. Like I said, I initially thought that a lot of those guys from Tiny Boat Nation would get on here and we'd have a good time talking junk about tiny boats, but didn't happen. But appreciate everybody coming in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all later. I'll call you, James.